Manchester United 3, Leicester 0. Let's go. Hey Smurf, you just did a Garnacho Smurf. Tiba-tiba missing, tiba-tiba masuk. Itu Garnacho. You did a Garnacho. Salam sejahtera dan selamat datang ke Jom United. Okay, we are Malaysian Manchester United fan channel. Yes, dengan bangganya Buatan Malaysia. Okay guys, very shaky start kan. Game ni I think dalam starting memang I don't think kita expect to actually win ke apalah. Okay, based on attack daripada Leicester. So soalan pertama, my first question, I'm going to go to Doc. How crucial was it, right? Okay, today I'm going to give you a bit of a praise lah, okay, for your man lah, for David De Gea. How crucial was it, right, for David De Gea to do the save, to did the save that he actually did today?
Extremely crucial. I think we started very well, and then suddenly we were under pressure for. We started the first 10 minutes very well. After we were under pressure for the next 15-20 minutes, right, before we got the goal, and it was key for us to keep it clean, keep it tight at the back before, at least before we took the lead. And those two saves, I tell you, both world-class saves. They were not easy saves. The first one, Barnes broke through, right? Yeah, what a save. And the second one, my goodness, reminiscence of Gordon Banks' save against Pele and also Schmeichel's save against Austria Vienna. He came from the other side and somehow clawed it out, and that was really key. Amazing saves.
Okay, Jai, soalan seterusnya nak tanya. Okay, ini pasal Erik ten Hag dengan starting 11 dia. Okay, boleh nampak dia membuat rotation player. Okay, boleh nampak walaupun Rafael Varane, okay, dia fit tapi dia duduk bangku sampai ke akhir langsung tak main. Okay, so satu lagi yang saya nak point out ialah ni apa? Garnacho yang memulakan starting 11 instead of Sancho yang bermain sebelah kiri. So apa pendapat you tentang rotational Erik ten Hag? Adakah itu memberi keputusan yang memuaskan?
Rotation tu memang perlu sebab next game kita dengan Barcelona. Jadi kena ada rotation. So itu sebab Erik ten Hag agak bijaksana lah. Walaupun sebenarnya midfield kita agak loose mula-mula sebab Spitzer dan Fred main di midfield sebab kita memang tak ada choice sebab Casemiro kena gantung. So for me tactical yang kita nampak sekarang, Bruno main di belah kanan. So ni bukan setakat rotation saja tetapi ada tactical dalam game. Sebab tu kita boleh rasa excitement game tu. Walaupun kita lambat catch up. Macam biasa United lambat catch up, buat mistake silly apa semua tu. Tapi selepas tu bila diorang in game, diorang dah makin bagus lah. So dengan tactical yang Erik ten Hag buat dan dengan rotation yang ada sekarang ni. So walaupun Garnacho agak tenggelam. Tetapi yes, tactical tu yang merubahkan sebenarnya game tu sebenarnya. Bukan setakat rotation saja, tactical Erik ten Hag tu. Kebijaksanaan Erik ten Hag, kredit untuk Erik ten Hag jugalah.
Okay, Smurf, just to add on from the question I give to Jai just now, right? Rotational of the squad is one thing, but how much did we miss Casemiro today?
I think we started actually for the first 5 minutes we did really well. If you ask me, I mean, comparable to the rest of the games that we played previously, we did pretty well the first 5 minutes. But then it was kind of like a heart attack, giving you a sort of heart attack after that. But nevertheless, I mean, after the first goal, we got the grip of the game. Yes, it was a very good goal, a grip of the game. And if you ask me, Casemiro, well, I mean, with Sabitzer today, the flow was splendid. I mean, he was good. He was really good. That I didn't really see the reason of playing Casemiro today. I mean, if even Casemiro was not suspended or if he was fit to play, because he would be a good. It would be a good rest for him against a very important game in the next 5 days or so against Barcelona. at home, and that is a must-win game for us to actually progress to the next level. So, well, even if Casemiro was not suspended or fit, I think Sabitzer, Fred, they did pretty decent in the mid. But of course, there were glimpses of heart attack for us as well.
Because in the midfield, I think without having Casemiro as the anchor of our midfield, right? Fred, you know, our usual Fred, like what I was saying in the TikTok watch along just now. Like, if the wind blows to the left, he plays like crap. Winds blows to the right, and he suddenly become a bit more of a world-class type of player. So, Fred,
Then, if that is the case, we should put
yourself.
some fan in Old Trafford and make sure that
One
the wind only
direction
blows
only.
to the right, lah. One direction.
Okay, let's just run through some comments. Okay, Faisal Iswan, Fu, ETH tapak Abang Brandon. Brandon tu siapa? Halo.
Brandon too still reminds me of a bloody Liverpool manager, lah. Baga.
Okay, Justin Chon, Marcel Sabitzer for life. Sorry, brother. Marcel and Sabitzer for life. Marcel and Sabitzer.
Hey, but Marcel was at the medic room, right?
I better talk to you today. Only answer when you are being asked the question, okay? That's the rule from now onwards, okay?
Rule of thumb.
Bukan tu medicine lah. Guna striker Burnley pun boleh menang. Okay, since this topic keluar kan, okay, this time I'm going to ask Doc lah, because Doc, you always have a very soft heart for all the United players, especially the one that actually just came into the team, right? But for Weghorst, right, it seems like we loan a striker to play him in the midfield. His best attributes as a player is what? To shadow following a player without committing actions to tackle. So that is what we are actually loaning a striker for. What do you think, Doc?
I thought he was the best CDM of the day. He was the best central defensive midfielder for the day. But I guess, whatever said and done, he works hard. As much as, I'm sure Josh will be listening, but he works very hard off the ball. He's not getting into the positions, and when he does, finishing very poor lah. So hopefully, that starts to flow and the goals start to flow. But I guess he was the poorest on the pitch today lah for me, for United.
Definitely, but there are people saying that he presses and whatnot, but I don't really see it, because when you press, you got to commit to a certain kind of tackle and whatnot, or a challenge or whatnot, right? Yeah, he did tackles maybe twice or so, but other than that, I don't really see much. I know I'm speaking on behalf of the Marcel FC fan club. Yes, there's only 2 of us, me and Justin Shaw only. That's only Justin Shaw. You don't be lalang. I know you are still a Marcel fan at heart. I really don't see much from him. And then expectation-wise, being a 6'7" or whatever it is. Now we're talking about height. Now we're not talking about anything else. That kind of stuff, right? He can't even hit the ball. Martinez, right, a short dude, right, can actually show him how to actually do a proper header. So I'm kind of like disappointed. Maybe mungkin Jai, you nak tambah dengan strike. Sekarang ialah Rashford score tadi, dan Sancho juga score. But of course, kalau kita ada seorang lagi striker yang boleh menjaringkan gol, bukankah itu satu kebaikan untuk tim kita? Boleh boostkan tim kita. Apa pendapat you?
Weghorst kita sign dia untuk 6 bulan je. Okay, kita sign untuk 6 bulan. Okay, fine, dia memang tak boleh score, dia tak boleh tanduk, dia tak boleh jaringkan apa-apalah. Tetapi work rate dia, cuba kita comparekan work rate dia dengan work rate orang lain punya work rate. Maksud dia orang-orang lain yang kat dalam padang. Apa yang dia buat? Apa sumbangan dia? Yes, memang dia tak boleh jaringkan gol. Dia tak jaringkan kepala, kaki, semua dia tak boleh. Tapi work rate dia sangat penting, sebab sekarang ni dengan Casemiro tak ada, siapa yang kena buat kerja tambahan? Dia lah. Aku tak kisah dia tak jaringkan gol. Aku tak kisah dia tak jaringkan gol, sebab dia pun kita sign untuk 6 bulan. Tetapi apa yang aku nampak, work rate dia sangat bagus daripada orang lain. Itu korang kena admit. Dia boleh kerja CDM, defend macam-macam, tapi striker dia tak boleh. Okay, fine. Tak apa. tak apa. Okay? Just biarkan dia buat apa dia buat. Sebab dia 6 bulan je, guys. 6 bulan je. Okay?
No, but again, even if you loan a player for 6 months, you're loaning a striker. He's supposed to be getting into those kind of positions, striking positions, and at least trying to finish lah. Not really playing in CDM, yes. You can say his work rate is good, but we loaned him as a striker lah. So we want him to score goals.
Kuda basah yang rajin. Slow and Any more comment? Anybody want to add or not? Muscle FC, anybody else want to add? Okay, but
Marshall
ni
FC.
I nak jawab lah untuk Jai, you cakap yang dia punya work rate. Kalau saya pemain, saya kaki bangku ke apa, Manchester United minta saya pergi beli play untuk dia lah. Loan lah, bukan beli. Loan untuk dia main posisi striker. Menggantikan Martial lah. Saya pun mati-mati saya akan pergi. Confirm saya pergi, saya gembira mah. Dengan harapan mereka akan beli saya, betul tak? Okay, so kalau saya punya posisi dalam kontrak, dia nak sign saya nombor 9, tapi saya tak boleh header, saya tak boleh lari, saya tak boleh hold up play, saya tak first touch macam haram, saya akan cuba buat terbaik. Dan apa yang paling senang nak buat? I lari saja mak. I pura-pura buat macam saya rajin.
Tak adalah, you tukar kontrak lah. Nombor 9 tukar nombor 8.
That's the thing.
No guys, tambah sikit. Erik Ten Hag dia sign Weghorst tu bukan untuk ganti Martial. Sebab Martial kita tahu dia injured, kadang okey, kadang tak. Tetapi Weghorst ni dia dimasukkan ke United ni untuk apa? Mesti ada sebab Erik Ten Hag letak dia 6 bulan. Bukan 3 tahun, bukan 4 tahun, 6 bulan. So kita kena bagi peluang pada Erik Ten Hag buat dia punya kebijaksanaan dia as apa pun dekat Weghorst tu. So okay lah.
Okay, this one is damn funny. Siva. Hi brother, how are you? Benny McCarthy will make Weghorst score in the next game. So all this while, right, the training is only for Rashford lah. Only for Rashford lah. Personal trainer of Rashford only lah. Wah, hebat lah Benny McCarthy. Personal training, his job scope is personal trainer of Rashford. Okay, so brings me to the next topic, Smurf. Marcus Rashford, bang. So performance-wise, all this while, yes, before this, we were talking about him. We were giving him a lot of stick. Personally, yes, I gave him a lot of stick, maximum stick, but not as bad as Raj. Raj was the worst. Among us, okay, he was the worst, all right? But then we gave him stick and whatnot. That, long and behold, the Marcus Rashford now that we see, are you happy that he's a Manchester United lad, born and bred Manchester United, academy product of Manchester United?
Well, anybody who actually plays well for Manchester United, it can be De Gea, it can be Linker, it can be Marcus Rashford. As long as you perform week in, week out for us and call upon by the manager to perform, then you deserve to be in the team. That's as good as that. But like what you said previously, yes, we used to give Rashford a lot of stick last season. But, well, ask yourself this question. Was it fair for us to give him the stick last season? Yes, because he was utter rubbish. But nevertheless, this guy, he improved under ETH. I mean, his confidence was back. I believe that Benny had a big role to play in his bringing back his confidence. He's scoring goals now. He has basically broke his personal record of the most goals in a season. Well, congratulations to him. So therefore, he should keep it up and keep going. But one thing I have to say this. I've been having a chat with Doc. I mean, the team is still relying on Rashford to actually bring us the goals. Well, I still feel very strongly that it should be shared out by the forwards that we have. I mean, we have tremendous forwards and they should be sharing the burden and not on one person's shoulder.
Okay, just to add on, Smurf, in the first half and the second half, we can clearly see the difference of play from Rashford. First half, he was playing as a number 9, and second half, I think he was playing more of a left winger for his second goal, right? So which particular position will you prefer, or do you think that Marcus Rashford should continue to shine in as the best position he can be?
I mean, of course, for me, his best position is coming in from the left flank. But nevertheless, I mean, as a modern footballer, he should be able to play on the right. He should be able to play in the middle. He should be able to play on the left. So, I mean, if we do rotations such as this, I believe that it would actually give us a different dimension. And well, we could have made do without this Weghorst, if you ask me, because he was just a ghost on the field. So we could have made do without him today.
Weghorst who can tackle, bro. Weghorst can tackle. Like 2 times I saw he tackle.
And press.
He can
press.
Hey, he did one
like Ghost,
powerful defensive tackle on the edge of our box. Don't forget.
I mean, yes, I agree. There was one defensive tackle at the edge of the box. But at the end of the day, he should be contributing much more up front. Well, he's slower. He runs slower than my grandmother, for God's sake.
He's like a ghost who follows you, but he doesn't do anything. Only once in a while, he will just throw in a tackle. Okay, Doc, the next player we want to talk about, Jadon Sancho. Okay, what a fantastic appearance for him. We can actually see, the goal, of course, he will do it wonders for his confidence. So moving forward, right, at least now he has 2 goals under his belt ever since his mental breakdown or whatnot, right? So do you think this is where we will see the new Jadon Sancho? And of course, hopefully he will continue to improve and surpass his form at Dortmund.
I hope so. But what it feels like is like a new signing. We had a couple of loanies in the January transfer window, but him coming back feels like a new signing. He's been out for some time with his mental issues and things like that. But coming back now, starting to perform, that's good for us, bodes well. And I think just going back to the question you asked Smurfs, right? You said that you asked where's Rashford's best position. And I agree totally with Smurfs. Coming in from the left is his best position. But at the moment, considering we've got no strikers and he's doing very well in that position, if players like Sancho and Garnacho, even Antony can play better, more consistently, right? Then you can actually play him through the center at the moment until probably Martial comes back or Weghorst starts to score.
Yeah, but Martial come back, he's going to go out the next game, day.
I set that up nicely, right?
I told you. For moving forward, right? Okay, this is the new JomUnited. You are only supposed to answer when you are asked a question. Okay, so I didn't ask anything about Antony Martial. Okay, I hold the power now.
The reason I say that, right, Dom, is because if you look at in the last few games, right, he's getting into those when he plays in the central striker position, he's getting into good positions and he's playing between the two defenders, creating himself room for the finish, and he's burying headers, he's scoring tap-ins. That's the kind of striker we want. So I think at the moment, he looks like our best centre forward.
Okay, Jai, you boleh cuba buat ni. Tangan buat macam ni sikit. Masuk kamera tak masuk frame. Aduh, Adam Khoo, apa style muka Abang Jai tiba-tiba macam Sabitzer? Okay, macam Sok Bay . Okay, so dengan tak ada kehilangan Casemiro untuk game ni, Eriksen tak ada, Van der Beek memang dia ada, tak ada sama saja lah. So apa pendapat you performance daripada Sabitzer, dan you rasa kan position yang sekarang dia main tu adalah position yang akan menyelakkan segala kebolehan dia, atau kita kena tunggu Casemiro balik sebelum kita nampak the full potential of Sabitzer?
Bila kita berada dalam player-player yang berkualiti dekat dalam padang, so kalau Spitzer tu bermain dengan Casemiro, mungkin kita boleh nampak lagi impact lagi besar lah daripada main dengan Fred ataupun McTominay. Tetapi for me, untuk sign up, kalau saya lah jadi Erik ten Hag, kalau Spitzer tu, I dah suruh dia sign kontrak untuk jangka panjang lah, bukan untuk loan saja, untuk permanent. Sebab apa yang I nampak, dia dekat dalam padang sekarang yang kita nampak, kebanyakan mereka ni work rate dia orang sangat tinggi. Bukan cakap Weghorst je, kita boleh tengok Spitzer, kita boleh tengok Fred, kadang-kadang dia punya work rate tu sangat tinggi. So dekat sini untuk join United, Michael Spitzer tu memang sesuai untuk United. Sebab I tengok dengan dia punya cara dia mengawal midfield kita. Ini kalau ada Casemiro lagi boom lah. Kalau ada Casemiro yang tak, dengan Fred pun dia boleh boom sikit lah, taklah boom sangat, tapi Casemiro mungkin lebih boom lah.
Okay, Ravi mentioned Sabitzer will work well with Casemiro. Who wouldn't work well with Casemiro? Casemiro brings out the best of all our players by like times 1,000, man. Every single player, including David De Gea. So you have
but you got to exclude that supposedly the captain of ours lah. Because that fella is unsavable. That one is unsavable.
Cannot already. Even today also, when this kind of game, right, where we need rotation, right, our captain is sitting outside the stadium. His best position. Even his spot on the bench is already taken. So he deserves to be out of the stadium. Okay, so it's good. He is improving.
Can I just ask the panel about the last comment? Fred is just shit. I think that's an unfair comment.
He's not shit lah. I think he's more of inconsistent lah. He's not being consistent lah, right?
I thought he had a good game today. He had a very decent game in midfield.
I think the first half not really. I think after the Marcus Rashford's goal, then I think probably we saw a better Fred lah. So
I think in regards to Fred, yes, a lot of people are bringing in his performance from last season. If you ask me, yeah, definitely he was utter rubbish. But nevertheless, I mean, look at Rashford. He improved. And I think with Casemiro in the team, this Fred is actually playing better than what he used to. I mean, he's even scoring goals these days. He's intercepting, he's making tackles. I mean, good tackles, not like those scumbag tackles that was left last season. So I think there's improvement from this guy. And well, for me, if you start Sabitzer and Casemiro at the midfield, well, you need somebody who is basically ready to come in and in case there's an injury or like now a suspension. So if you're gonna go hard on Fred, like Fred is shit, I think that is definitely uncalled for.
Ravi mentioned Fred is an accident to happen. No point to keep him. Look for the future. I think as a bench option coming up from the bench, I mean future, like if we get the really, really good personnel, I think he will be a good squad player for us. He will definitely, I mean, give us options like in like certain situations whereby we need someone who will just run, no longer a headless chicken, right? A chicken who can actually run with some brains. I think Fred will be a good option for us. Okay, Caleb mentioned that Sancho should play the number 10 position. I think it's good. Like we can actually see Sancho and Bruno. I think they were pretty much like swapping right positions in the second half. But then again, we were leading 3-goal. When you're leading 3-goal, you can do pretty much whatever you want. The manager wouldn't screw you so much, I guess. Okay. Brian Lee mentioned we need a replacement for Casemiro. Dog, no, not Declan Rice. Okay, I know Declan Rice. Okay, maybe some, but no. To be honest, probably a Declan Rice or something like that.
It doesn't need to be a replacement, lah. At least you can either play them together, or when Casemiro's not around, you can play Rice, things like that, lah. You can still mix and match because Casemiro can't play every game or every season as well.
Okay, since we have a good comment here by Brian Lee, right? Whatever that Brian Lee puts up, I'll read, except the Marcel comments. Nowadays it's getting worse, so I'm not going to read. I'm going to read.
No, but just now Sean actually put about the Marcel comment. Justin Sean. Is he retired from the Marshall FC? I mean, a vice president or what?
Right? You know, when I told you about Fred, the wind blows to the left, he goes left, the right. That is Justin Sean for you, friends. That is Justin.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Justin, your fan or your aircon, right? You turn the other side of the bed or whatnot. Let it spray the other side.
I think you should also censor not only Brian Lee's Marshall comments, you should censor his DDG comments as well.
It's like just for that's the thing. If you want to be fair, you talk well about Marcel, I will start reading your DDG comments, okay? You have to be fair. Okay. Smurf, okay, this one, right, because I have yet to speak to you about this, all right, in your humble opinion, okay, Sancho aside, Rashford aside, right, we both love these players, Kane and Osimhen, who would you prefer as our future number 9? A quick one.
Weghorst.
I think I'll go for Osimhen.
Why? Why?
I mean, the guy is younger. He's hungrier, definitely. Kane, I'm not sure what hunger Kane shows because this guy has stayed in Tottenham, knowing that he probably, I mean, if he's going to stay there for the next 5 or 6 years, he knows that he's going to retire with an empty cabinet, trophy cabinet at home. So I don't see any hunger in him there. No willingness to come out to try something new. And I think Osimhen will be actually a very good target man, a very good striker for us compared to Kane. I mean, Kane is 29. Don't get me wrong. Yes, he's still in his prime at the moment. But ask you this question: Spurs, when they do not have Harry Kane in the team, you see Son actually stepping up and scoring goals. But when you don't have Son in the team, Kane goes missing. So if you ask me, I think Osimhen will actually be a better player for us.
But to fit directly into the system right now, right, I think personally, I feel this Harry Kane will be a better fit because the way that he comes deep, he can build up play and whatnot, and of course he's clinical. There's no denying it, he's clinical.
But that's why you got pre-season. I mean, you're not going to bring him now. You're going to bring him at the start of pre-season, and I hope that we don't make last-minute buys at the next transfer market. So get him in early. I mean, let him blend with the team. We have a few friendlies around, and well, his form. I mean, he will take it into the first Premier League game. So I don't see a reason of him taking time to blend in or a problem for him to blend in. I mean, if you are a professional player, you will blend into any teams easily.
Kane is going to bring the trophy. Let's wait. See you.
I mean, it's not that we hate Kane, It's not that we hate Kane or I mean that I am against Kane, but I think that if you give me an option between these two, I'll go for Osimhen.
Just imagine Kane in Weghorst place today. Yeah, exactly.
He would have scored a hat-trick.
Definitely. Okay, Caleb Tan. Will Weghorst get a permanent contract? I don't know.
Elsewhere lah. Not
Just
with
leave it
United,
hanging
please.
lah. Just leave it hanging lah. Will Weghorst get a permanent contract? What is the meaning of life? Questions like that lah. We leave it hanging lah. Okay. So Doc, the next player I want to talk about, when you talk about rotation and whatnot, another player that was rotated, being put into the team, Diogo Dalot. Okay, I kind of like predict that Erik ten Hag will actually put him in to get him back. I mean, his fitness levels to get back to where it used to be. But what do you think about his performance today?
Yeah, so did I actually. I thought Dalot will definitely start because with the games coming up, I think now at the moment, AWB has moved forward in terms of the right back of choice, right, for Ten Hag. So I think with that, with 2 games in mind coming up against Barca and also the Carabao Cup final, I definitely thought Dalot will start. I mean, he was decent. Going forward, he was decent. Defensively, still a bit suspect. I always feel Dalot plays a bit better defensively when he has Antony with him, because Antony tends to drop down and do the defensive work. If you look at it today, Bruno, when he played on the right, they hardly come back and defend. But he did put in some good balls into the box. But come on, that goal he should have easily taken lah. He should have finished that
goal?
before the
What
first half.
goal? What goal?
The
He
chance
didn't score
that
the
he
goal. That miss.
Chance that he had.
That one should have went in. That one should have went in. Like, seriously, should have went in. The only
Yeah,
person
that is
who
an
would have,
easy one. And go with your
the
left
only
foot.
person, sorry, Doc, the only person who would have missed that is Weghorst. Sorry.
And probably a certain Darwin from Liverpool. Yeah, but
Okay,
come on, you should go with your left foot lah. That is such a even if you miss kick with your left foot, right? It goes in. You try to kick it outside of your right foot from that angle is bad choice.
But then in his defense, he's actually a right back. In his defense, he's a right back.
Yeah,
Okay,
so?
if Weghorst was there and Weghorst did that sort of miss, then that would be a disaster for us.
No, even if you're right back, use your left foot lah.
Yeah, I
You're
mean, he
in
could
that
have scored
position.
that. Yeah, I agree. He could have scored that, but
All
in
you
his
do
defense,
is use
he's
your right foot and
also a
guide it to
defender.
the same side where the ball came from. That's all you needed to do.
Okay, question by Brantley. Dalot is okay, but the miss from Dalot is Timo Havertz standard. I got a question for either Doc or Lisa. Do you think that right now, I mean, from what I saw, although I'm not as good studying the game and whatnot, right? But then Diogo Dalot, right? He literally plays the left his right back position as an inverted right back, like literally to the T. He's like tucking in maximum. Even that particular attempt on goal, or what you call it, what not, right? He actually, I mean, it started off from him being inverted, right? So do you think that it's I don't know, do you think that it actually affects the play of our overall team when our left backs, our wing backs are actually playing much more inverted? Doc.
To a certain extent, because you kind of lose width, right? But I think playing today's game against Leicester didn't really affect us so much, because Leicester are a team that plays forward. They were attacking as well, right? So it's okay. That kind of invertedness you will actually see in games where we play against teams with low block. Then it becomes more difficult, because in teams, when you play teams with low block, you need width, right? And you want your fullbacks to be right on the touchline. Yeah, but I think today he was quite decent, though, to be honest, Dalot. But again, that chance was created by his run. Whether he came in, right? And he continued his run into the box, hoping that Bruno would put that pass in. But then the finish, really like a jigsaw, just fell apart in front of goal.
Smurf, that means Stevie Wonder also can score.
No lah. Put it this way lah. Lukaku also scored that lah, knowing how much Lukaku missed in front of goal.
Okay, the next player, and I cakap sikit pasal captain kita lah. Okay, Bruno Fernandes lah. Okay, so of course dia punya, how to say, dia actually assist untuk goal ni siapa? Goal Sancho kan? Goal Sancho kalau tak silap saya tadi kan. So apa pendapat
Sancho dengan dia assist gol Sancho dengan gol Rashford. Rashford pun dia assist, Sancho pun dia assist.
Yang
And then
nyaris offside tu lah, yes. So,
dari offside.
Apa pendapat you tentang performance Bruno, dan adakah kamu rasa ada sign, ada kesan-kesan yang Bruno sekarang dah semakin letih? Kerana kita boleh nampak semakin lama dia main, dia punya pass semakin ke laut lah. So apa pendapat you?
Pada game hari ni, untuk I lah, antara man of the match selain daripada David De Gea, Bruno ada dalam list. So for me, biasalah game kalau kita nak kritik pasal Fred ke, kita nak kritik pasal Bruno ke, biasalah memang game kita padat, kita kena faham. Cuma apa yang patut kita ambil kredit sekarang ialah apa yang dia buat dengan apa yang dia bagi dekat Rashford, apa yang dia bagi kat Sancho. Dia assist bola tu. Dan kita boleh nampak second half macam mana cara attack kita, first half macam mana cara attack kita, impress kita. So bukan melalui Marcus Pizza ataupun Fred, daripada Bruno. Kita boleh nampak kat situ. So the key player sekarang untuk game hari ni antaranya ialah Bruno. Walaupun memang ada pas laut apa semua, untuk hari ni saya menjelaskan yang Bruno tidak akan dijual. Bruno ada di dalam United.
Nasib baik transfer market bukan open one whole season lah. Kalau satu season dia buka, I think Bruno kena jual beli lah macam tu, Jai.
No, but I thought the third goal was beautiful lah. Right, the build up.
I think of all the goals, the third goal was a good one. It was really a good one. Yeah. Okay, Wismont mentioned panel a bit too critical. Sometimes we had an amazing second half. Definitely. I think it all. I'm gonna save it for later lah, because I got some stuff to say lah. Okay. Next one, Smurf. I want to talk about Garnacho. All right, you have something at heart, a soft heart for all the young players. Okay, I mean not in that way. I mean in footballing way lah.
No, not young boys, not like you.
So now this is my chance. Okay, so this is all in a good mood now. Okay, footballing ways. I know that you appreciate the youth and whatnot. Okay, so Sancho, right? Garnacho, right? Playing him in the first half, and then of course he went missing, and then he didn't really contribute much. Do you think that this will actually affect his confidence and whatnot?
I mean, no, he's a young lad. I mean, affecting confidence at such a small matter, if that is really going to happen, I mean, you're going to say that because of one game today that he did not play so well and then taken off in halftime and replaced by Sancho in the second half.
No. Don't talk about this kind of stuff.
No. No. I think if that is the case and he's going to lose confidence because of that, I think that's then he don't have the mentality. I mean, he don't have the mental strength to actually be a footballer. But I don't think so that's the case. I think he will come back stronger. Yes, I agree with Doc. I agree with some panels who we have our group chat that Garnacho is better suited for coming in probably in the 60th minute or 70th minute. But probably ETH had a different plan today. He wanted Sancho to come in the second half and change the gameplay a little bit up front. So, yes, I agree that Garnacho had a very, very bad game today. I mean, nothing much contributed by him. Losing the ball, his runs were imperfect, if you ask me today. But nevertheless, he's a young lad, and I believe that he will come back stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if I can just add a bit on that, right? The only problem is sometimes, I think when he starts, we all know he's not as good as when he comes on as a sub. And that's because of, he's young, his size is small, the defenders are fresh, right? He can't use his speed. But I think what I'm a little bit worried about is, like the fans get on his back. I think the last home game, was it the Palace game when he missed a couple of early chances, right? And after the game, a lot of the comments came, he was very harsh on him, right? But what I've seen so far is that he has the sort of mental strength to put this out of his game, and then he came back and scored in the next game, right? So that's good. I mean, we need to keep in mind he's still young, he's still growing, right? I think that the key one is probably they need to build his upper body strength. He should then be able to take on defenders. But so we just need a bit of patience with him now. I agree, he's definitely better coming off the bench. But we can't keep him every time they come off the bench because we need to rotate and also save some players because we're going to have a lot of games between now and the end of the season. Just hope that he gets better when he starts. That's it.
Okay. No need to hope. I mean, he would get better. I mean, Garnacho is a lad that I see very positive attitude in him. He's a fighter. He will come good. He will get better definitely. No doubt about it.
Okay, I think this will be the final question before we get into the man of the match. Okay, because I just thought about this. I mean, saying that rotating the squad and whatnot, right? Do you think, right, that Erik ten Hag, right, will actually play our first 11, our strongest 11, like consecutively for like 2 games or 3 games in a row? Do you think we'll be seeing anything like that? Or we are put in a situation because Glazers messed up the January transfer window. We got no choice. That we can only play at best, right, to keep everything to hold on to these 4 positions we are in. The top 4, the fight for top 4 seems like top 2 now. And then the Europa, of course, we want to win the Europa, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, right? To be able to be still in these 4 competitions and whatnot, right? We cannot play with our 100% squad because we need, fresh legs and whatnot. So maybe I'll start with Doc first. What do you think?
I think the key will be how he rotates whatever options he have. He doesn't have much options at the moment. But like you see today, what he did was he rested Varane the whole game. You bring in Lindelof. I think for the home games where we are playing now, Old Trafford is like a fortress again, right? Teams don't come and dare attack.
17 games.
Yeah, so that's where you can probably rest a couple. I think he's done some rotation, but generally kept the core first team together, right? And that is the one that's bringing us results. I'm glad he's not going into like massive resting of players, 3-4 players out once. It affects then your gameplay. He's resting key players at good times, knowing this week is going to be a big week. So let's just hope that the players can push through. I hope Martial comes back from injury in March or April. Eriksen will come back from injury. So those will be then add to the squad depth. So I think he's doing the best he can with the squad he has now. But the thing is to actually keep your key players fit, like your Casemiro, your Rashford. If they're fit till the end of the season, we will do well.
So Smurf, in a way, we are going to play at most 90% of our best. What do you think?
I think it's crucial that he rotates the team. Not only that, it was a classic example today when I think we were 2-0 up, 3-0 up after Sancho's goal. He took off key players such as Shaw. You could see he gave Rashi a rest and put in Ilanga for Rashford. So, we should always start with a very strong team, if you ask me personally. But if there is changes to be made, maybe 1-2, that it doesn't really affect the momentum of the team. I think ETH is a manager that he knows what he's doing. So we don't have to worry so much about it at this moment. Yes, he have a very slim, trim squad, but and of course with injury to Eriksen, like what Doc mentioned, even Van de Beek and so forth. But I think he knows how to juggle his team well. So whatever the case is, our first trophies, hopefully we would get our first trophy next week. So we can't wait for the first trophy into our hands next week after beating Barca and qualifying for the next round in Europa.
Okay, Jai, satu soalan. Okay, ini kamu jawab. What do you all think about Kobe Manu performance hari ini? Okay, yang ini daripada academy juga, youth juga, dikatakan bakal menjadilah macam Paul Pogba. Bukan pasal dia pergi Juventus, dia punya skill kebolehan boleh jadi macam.
Don't lah, side will be very upset away. Don't talk about Pogba.
Don't compare with Poggers lah.
Apparently that is what they say, right? His profile, they say that this guy
it's not fair, Pogba had his brother bury some stuff in Old Trafford and all. So we never saw the best of him.
Hey, Mino got brother or not?
Tomorrow morning, Syed is going to kutut DDG lah for sure.
So Jai, apa pendapat you? Performance Kobe Manu hari ini?
Performance Manu is 17 tahun kalau tak silap dia 17 tahun. So sekarang kita dah ada Manu yang main, then Garnacho 19 tahun. So for me performance dia okey lah, tidaklah terlalu bagus dan tapi taklah terlalu tak bagus. Dia average lah sebab dia pun muda lagi. Tapi yang paling mustahak ialah Erik Ten Hag mengeluarkan academy punya player. Itu yang kita nak. Macam apa yang semua pernah cakap sebelum ni. Keluarkan player muda, bawa daripada akademi. Tapi dia tidak boleh lah main full time. Macam kita boleh nampak impact daripada Garnacho tadi. Bila main full time, dia jadi macam tu. So, diorang ni kena develop slow by slow lah. So, for me, Manu punya the first debut tadi is okay. Not too impressed, tetapi it's okay. For me lah.
Okay, kita start our man of the match lah. Start dengan you dululah, Jai. Man of the match siapa?
David De Gea buat 2 save. Tetapi saya pilih Bruno Fernandes sebab dia assist untuk gol. So for me, Bruno Fernandes is a man of the match.
Okay, Smurf, your man of the match. I'm saving dogs for the match.
I can see
I'm torn between Sabitzer and David De Gea, but I think I'll give it to David De Gea this time. Reason is because without that two early saves, I mean, we would have been 2-0 down and it would have been a total different game. I mean, our guys would probably be disheartened and they will be chasing the game. So the two crucial saves by David De Gea was actually the very important thing that actually gave us the win, if you ask me. So for me, David De Gea is my man of the match today.
A lot of David De Gea cannot make this guy
Hey,
too
what
happy.
cannot? There'll be one more coming soon.
Doc, how about you? Who's your stupid question lah?
Oh, come on. It's
I should
clear lah.
just say it lah. I should just say, okay, but then I'll give you your chance. I'll give you your chance to shine, Doc. Who is your man?
There's only for me. I mean, there were a lot of good performances today. Rashford 2 goals, Bruno 2 assists. But for me, the game changer was David De Gea today, right? I think those 2 saves, world-class saves. The second one looked like a sure goal, and that would have put us on the back foot. And I think that set the foundation for the victory today. So for me, David De Gea man of the match. 180 clean sheets. He's now equaled for Peter Schmeichel's record. I think there's a lot of question. Some of the social media says he's beaten Schmeichel. Some says he's equal. So, but I think officially he's now equal Peter Schmeichel. So fantastic. Good for him. They keep the clean sheet as well, and he made 2 big saves to equal the record. Fantastic.
I mean, just put it this way, Doc. I mean, I have a question. I mean, the 2 big saves was actually made early of the game, first half. But what if, I mean, to those who basically say David De Gea probably don't deserve the man of the match. Now, my question is, what if this was made at the 90th and 92nd minute respectively? Would he be definitely the man of the match if that's the case?
You're asking?
I'm asking you lah.
Yeah, you tapau lah.
First half already.
No. Say it was not at the early of the stage lah. Yeah, say if it was not at the start of the game, but at the end of the game. I mean, do you agree with me that most of them would actually be voting for David De Gea and change their mind and say yes, it's to be David De Gea MOTM this particular game?
I think
the timing
the
of
comments,
the save was at the end.
I think from the comments you can already see that a lot of them have actually voted as DDG as their man of the match. So I think they all can see that it was clear that there was a turning point in the game.
What Smurf is saying is, in case we are leading, correct me if I'm wrong, Smurf, okay? In case you're, if we are leading already 3-0 and the save was actually done after we were leading 3-0, would you still consider him as the man of the match? That is the question.
Sorry lah, bro.
Man of the match, or you look at the comment, you go crazy.
Wasn't clear lah. Thank you for clearing it up lah, Coach Tom. You are like
this is why David De Gea can't focus lah, Doc.
That's the thing. Same lah. Like
DDG, I need an interpreter lah. Okay. In that case, no. If you're leading 3-0, different lah. It's a different story. But I guess, again, the saves came at a very crucial period.
I think that that's 3 points of the game that actually affected our game. The first is definitely David De Gea saves, the 2 saves. The second one is Martial, Rashford's first goal, and the third one is Sancho coming in. That changed everything. These 3 changes.
And the fourth is Martial not playing lah.
I almost cursed. I almost say the P word.
Hey, Dom, I've got a question for you to actually ask you about. To you.
Oh, me.
Dom, Coach Dom, and don't worry, nothing to do with Martial lah. Nothing to do with Martial.
Okay.
I mean, looking at Antony's performance, before he was actually not playing in the team these recent games, do you think that ETH, it will be good for him personally, that ETH does the same thing that what he did to Sancho, to Antony, and probably that might actually bring Antony back into the squad as a much better player? Because look at it, Sancho was not performing before this, and ETH did what he had to do. He did it, harshly, if you ask me, but it shown a lot of results. Look at the way Sancho is playing now. With confidence, he's going on players, he's even scoring. Today, the 1-2 with Bruno, the pass back for Bruno, and he buried it at the back of the net. Do you think if it would to be Antony, if ETH were to do the same to Antony, it would actually bring Antony and make Antony a different player for us?
The Antony you're talking about is the Gassing, right? Not Antony
Not
Martial.
the Anthony Martial, not the Anthony Ilanga.
Very Fiji
The one-
in the Gassing.
The one we imported from Brazil lah. Brazil
the
Mari
Gassing
punya.
lah. I
Itu
think
Brazil Mari
right,
punya.
Sancho, right, his issue is not so much about how to say out of form and whatnot, because his is more to mental. I think personally it's because he wasn't chosen for the World Cup squad. I think that affected him a lot, because right before that, bear in mind, he scored against Liverpool. He was actually doing quite well until the City game. Then everything somehow, don't know, whatever, he went downhill, and then it got worse when he was not selected by the how to say by the World Cup by Southgate lah. Okay, so for the way that Eric Ten Hag managed him is for his case, which I think is more mental. He needs some time away. That's why he disabled his Instagram or whatever it is. He need to cut away the attention, all those comments, those negativity. He need to stay away from that. Whereas our friend Antony, right, I don't think he has any issues with mental health or well-being. The guy is, I think, is just he needs some time to gel, and he needs to, how to say, but pretty much like be more how to say, adjusted to the Premier League, the way that we actually play football. That you can only get if you are playing more games. So I think he will deserve more games, and the way that he should be treated, the way that Eric Ten Hag should treat him, should be by cases, different cases. So it shouldn't be.
So for me, he needs to understand that basically Old Trafford is theatre of dreams. It's not a theatre where he dance, because this is what he's basically doing on the pitch most of the time.
But you don't send him off to Amsterdam or wherever it is, for a period of time, because it's different kind of, the cost of it is different. So I think he needs a run of games. And then also, of course, he needs, I think, as much as possible, if can, everyone start firing and everyone start firing together. Rashford, if Sancho is firing, and then in a way, it will actually inspire him. I don't think that this Antony guy is someone who will feel intimidated by other players performing, like some say Martial gets intimidated by big name players performing and whatnot. I think he will be inspired, and then by then, while with that, we will actually see a better Antony. So we give him more time. I think we will see. We don't have to do anything harsh lah. This whatever that Eric Ten Hag is doing for him, towards him, I think it's a good thing lah. It's a good thing right now, right?
He's overconfident lah. He has no mental issues.
Yeah, for me, he's too overconfident.
Too much confidence. That is.
Actually, to be honest, right? I mean, looking at Antony, I think in terms of playing on the right, there are a few things he does very well. He drops back and defends. So when he plays, he always drop. You see, Garnacho play on the left today, didn't drop back and defend at all. Left shore exposed. Left shore exposed many times. The thing is, I think what they need to do is they need to probably take Raphinha's video and show it to him. I thought Raphinha played very well the day on the right with Barca.
You have to mention Raphinha because of that save by David De Gea, right? You're coming to that, right? You're coming to that, right?
You mean that catch, not save, it was catch.
Okay, Justin Shaw mentioned he should turn opposite way. Maybe Feng Shu will be better. No, take note of this. Okay, guys, I think we're at the end of our show. Thank you so much. Already 1 a.m. already, guys. We need some sleep for tomorrow. Okay, so thanks so much. Like usual, please
for
like.
For today. We need to sleep for today. It's really past 12 midnight. Ayo. Today
Can you not upset Smurfs at this time of the day, Coach Dom?
And also, guys, don't forget to join our Telegram group and also throw some ideas in our Telegram group, because the cup, the League Cup is coming, the Carabao Cup, all right? Although it's a Mickey Mouse Cup or whatever, but then it's a big thing for us. It could be the first trophy of many, many to come, all right? So just join in and then just give some ideas. How do you guys want to do it? Do a live watch along. You want to go somewhere and eat and watch together, okay? It's a big thing. Let's do this all together, all right? So you can apply your leave now, guys. Start applying your leave for next Monday, all right? For next Monday, all right? We go out, we do something, all right? So join Telegram group, comment, give some ideas, all right? And we'll do something big, all right? And then, like usual, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Good night.
Ding dong!
Weghorst.